Who would have thought that when Sunderland got promoted to the Premier League, they'd be going to Anfield and leaving there disappointed to only get a point? That is the reality we're in right now. Sunderland are absolutely magnificent. I can't stop talking about them because they're so impressive. Going to Anfield and picking up a point in isolation is a phenomenal result, but you almost can't help but think it could have been more. And that's a testament to how good Sunderland are and how good the fans and just a whole feel-good factor around the club at the minute. But before we talk about the game and talk about Sunderland, if you're new here, please smash the like, smash the subscribe. It's always greatly appreciated. But let's just get straight into it. And I want to talk about that game because it just shocked me. It was just incredible from Sunderland Football Club. Genuinely, in that first half, the control they took of the game, the likes of Xhaka, Alderete, who I think is a phenomenal defender, and people will be like, he made a little mistake for the goal, but it's okay. That was just a lucky goal. Verts, deflection, those can happen in games. But from the first half, Sunderland just took control of the game, dominate possession, moving the ball around really well. All of those things are incredible for a newly promoted side to come to Anfield, who, by the way, they just came off of a win against West Ham, and everyone's talking about Liverpool just about starting this train where they start winning every single game. I saw Liverpool fans before the game saying this is a game that is a must win and that they feel that it's going to be a win for their own club. But the way Sunderland just took control, it just made the whole stadium deflated. Their fans were so good, by the way. I could only really hear the Sunderland fans, especially in that first half and towards the end of that second half. They were absolutely phenomenal. But again, the control, the way they were passing through the lines, finding Xhaka, Siddiqui off the ball runs. Brian Brobby, by the way, the way he was holding the ball up, I know it can be frustrating when he loses those duels, but I haven't seen someone go physically up against Konate and ruffle his feathers. People normally just do lovely pieces of skill on the ball. Maybe Konate's not tracking movement, but in terms of physically matching Konate at times, Brian Brobby was doing it. It was really impressive, and obviously he comes off and you know, this season he's played a super sub role, but how good is that for Sunderland fans that you can have Brian Brobby start games, Isidore start games, where I'm going to talk about him at the end of the game where he had the opportunity. But imagine saying you can have either one of those centre forwards starting. It's absolutely incredible. They're both such good centre forwards, offer different things, and the way that Siddiqui was playing off Brobby as well, Talbi as well had a really good game, you know, playing off Brobby. That is what you want to be seeing, you know, players able to just feed off each other, because against a team like Liverpool, Anfield, away, where they're expected to lose to Liverpool, you need your outlets to perform well, and they certainly did. And Talbi, for me, was really impressive. And there's been a lot of talk about Talbi because he's a player who's obviously got a lot of talent, but it's about getting those goal contributions in, I think. And now he's starting to contribute. He's starting to get goal contributions. He's starting to really drive forward in terms of making himself a creator, a goal scorer. And his goal that he scored today was phenomenal, a really good strike. And you can tell he's feeling himself now off that left-hand side. I always felt when Sunderland signed him, he's a player who operates best off the left. At the start of the season, he was sort of operating off the right, but again, versatility and quality and 1v1 ability. He was twisting Gomez in and out at times. It was such a dominant sort of display from him off the left-hand side, and a player who Sunderland fans can look towards as an outlet to create and score goals. So really impressive in terms of his performance against Liverpool. As well, Enzo Lefebvre. You know, I can talk about Siddiqui and Xhaka all day long. The amount of ground they cover, the amount of minutes that they get in a game, and they're still able to go at high intensity. But Enzo Lefebvre, he never stopped running. And there was some really nice bits of play from him where he would receive the ball in a tight space and he just dribble and keep it. You know, it's invaluable in terms of how you can gauge it. You know, it genuinely is so crucial for your midfielder to be able to take the ball at Anfield in tight spaces and be able to dribble out, to be able to find a pass, to be able to sort of keep the attack going. It genuinely is very good to see, and I think he had a dominant performance as well. It wasn't like he was getting bullied off the ball as well. He could really physically get himself about, and he's a player who Sunderland fans can also look to in terms of helping out and having a top performance. And of course, Siddiqui, Xhaka, excellent. I think I don't really need to say much on them, but Reinildo, that's a player I haven't talked about a lot in terms of my Sunderland videos. I think he is top. £0, 0 pence. People can talk about best pound for pound deals, but so far this season, Reinildo is right up there. as a dominant performance from fullback and wing back when he gets forward. It was a back five system, three in midfield. It was really nice to see that from Sunderland in terms of a different system against certain opponents. But Reinildo's performances, regardless of the system, are so consistent. You know, being dominant 1v1 when he was phased with Szoboszlai coming inside, it can be hard. Balls into the boxes, was there at the back stick, deal with him. You know, 1v1 duels, getting out quickly, blocking stuff. He's a really dominant sort of player, and it's really nice to see him getting forward as well. You know, he can do both sides of the game. A couple of good crosses into the box as well over this course of this season. He is a really, really good acquisition. I'm so impressed with the recruitment levels. It was being talked about all game by Carragher, you know, in terms of Gary Neville as well in the Leeds game that I had an eye on as well. Everyone just can't stop talking about the recruitment levels at Sunderland. And I always remember watching the Sunderland Till I Die documentary, and I remember them having Ibrahimovic, I think, and they were like, what's Ibrahimovic doing on this computer? Everyone was laughing, but you know, they've got a vision there at Sunderland, you know, in terms of the players that they're able to attract. It's a huge club. And Reinildo coming in from Atletico Madrid, where he was formerly at, is a huge signing. And I mean, Mukiele as well, dominant fullback. There's this arrogance about him. I said it in the last video. Every time he has the ball, every time he's going forward, every time he's defending, there's an arrogance. There's this assurance in him. He's like, with Xhaka, you almost have the midfield general, the manager on the pitch. With Mukiele, he's like the hard-hitting, second-hand man on the pitch. You almost get a bit worried when I'm looking at me. I'm like, I don't want to mess with Mukiele. He's proper. He proper means business, and the players respect him as well with what he's done in his career. And what a signing he's been. He genuinely is a top player, and his long throws cause a lot of havoc as well. So that's another sort of weapon in the arsenal for Sunderland. It was genuinely a really good showing from him. And then you're looking at the back four in terms of Roofs, Alderete, Ballard, top. It's just so good. Roofs as well, and this is my opportunity now to talk about that incredible ball. He's an incredible shot stopper anyway, Roofs, and he claims the ball really well. He's so dominant in the air in terms of sort of claiming balls into the box. But that distribution towards Isidore, wow, the way that skidded off the surface and found him was unreal. I had my money on Isidore scoring there. It's going to be eating him up as it would. And that's what I mean. When you're going to Anfield, you're coming away from a game eating yourself up because you haven't taken 3 points. You haven't taken the opportunity. But I think he did everything right, because I've seen a lot of people angry with Isidore. But that was everything he had to do. You're not going to beat Alisson 1v1 in terms of his frame. He's one of the best 1v1 saving keepers I think I've seen in the past 5 years. So round the keeper, tuck it in. And Chiesa just does excellent. We just got to give credit to the defender. He just did really well there, Chiesa, sticking with Isidore. But it could have been a dream performance and result from Sunderland. And to be honest, you know, as an Arsenal fan, title race Sunderland, you know, I'm sitting here, you know, congratulating you guys, but you know, there's nothing that suggests you guys can't be a proper problem. I think maybe in games where you've got to be protagonists on the ball, it can be a bit difficult, but you can certainly battle hard. You've got nice little players at Enzo Lefebvre, Talbi in there, hard rock defenders, Mukiele, players that can play on the ball, Alderete, a keeper who's phenomenal, Xhaka in the middle, and Sadiki playing off him. You've got Habib Diarra coming back. There's so much positivity and good vibes around Sunderland. What a result, what a performance. You guys just keep on shocking me.